me and my brother had a second-hand Super 8 camera and started making things. But I think the thing is just, you've got to just go out there and make it yourself, and basically don't wait around for anything, or any handouts, or any grants, or any funds. Just go out there and make your own stuff, and make your own mistakes. I think sometimes people wait too long to, sometimes you get kind of, people who are kind of saving up to do a debut feature when they haven't done any shorts, and I think the thing is you can go out and just kind of, just make as much stuff as you can and burn as much footage and just try and shoot as much as you can and fuck up, basically. I think sometimes people kind of put so much weight on their first thing that it's going to change the world, and it doesn't have to, Shaun of the Dead is not my first film. I made a film when I was 20, and it wasn't that great. It was good enough to get shown in, I wouldn't say it was released in theatres, because it was released in a theatre, in one theatre. And it was, I don't regret doing it, because I got all my breaks out of it. I got my first TV break, having made it, and got an agent and stuff. But I wasn't very happy with it. It wasn't like it was... And then I remember once having a conversation with Quentin Tarantino about it, and the funniest thing he said is that, he'd never really asked me about it. He said, "Tell me about your first film." And so I told him the whole story of making it as 20, and I talked for about 20 minutes straight, and then he said, "Man, I'm so fucking jealous." And I said, "Why?" He goes, "You made a film when I was 20. I would have killed to make a film when I was 20. And I said, "Yeah, but mine was no good, and you wait till you were 30 and made the best debut of all time." I think you got it right. But it was either way. It's just like, I think sort of just go out there and make mistakes and just fuck up, and especially now, with YouTube and stuff, you have the world as your forum. People are making. Did anybody see the fan movie that's on my blog that the 18-year-olds made about Scott Pilgrim? Oh my god! If you check out edgarwrighthere.com, watch the thing called Scott Pilgrim versus the Fans. These 18-year-olds who made it 3 weeks after the film came out, and you just think, holy shit, So, and it made me think of the things that I used to do, and I think you have a worldwide forum now, so good stuff will get out there.
Can we show your first film here in the back?
Maybe. It's not very good. Although we did show some clips of it in London and people laughed. Maybe.
Well, we'd like to see it here at the back, right?
Yeah! Do it!
No. But Bill, have you got any advice?
That was all good. Don't make mistakes. That's the best advice. Just keep going.
Yeah, don't be afraid to fuck up. Let's go over here, this man.
Two questions. Number one is for the general cast. How is it working with Edgar Wright? Is there any differences? Anything he does differently versus? And number two, three. Could you do me a favor and say, Ryan, you should totally come in your Envy Adams voice?
Okay.
You don't have to.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's a question. I can say that. I could do it.
I was too embarrassed. The first time I ever did the Envy Adams voice was in the audition, and I was so embarrassed by my choice that I even gave a precursor before it, and I said, "I'm gonna do something. You're gonna laugh, but you're either gonna be laughing at me or with me, and I'm not really sure." It ended up being okay. Wait. So the first question of working with you? I gotta do the thing. Okay. Okay. Wait, what's your name, Michael?
Ryan.
Oh, Ryan? What is the line before it? Do you know the line before it?
You should totally come. It's from the movie.
Ryan. You're ready. Ryan, you should so totally come.
Get out of here. Ryan, do you want me to say it now? What's the other part of the question?
The other part was just working with you, right? I mean, the one thing that I can say is that I wasn't allowed to blink the entire film, which was the strangest thing to do. And it makes so much sense when you watch it. It's amazing. It's so cool. But you would also say weird things like, I guess they're not weird, this is just a note. But like the phone call scene, I remember you saying to me, okay, so you can do one thing per line and only one thing. So if it was an eyebrow raise, it could only happen once. If it was a look to the side, it could only happen once. And so you kind of do this amazing choreography, and it became this like very specific choice for every line. And it works beautifully. It was like, we always had like a very clear vision of what it was that she was doing. And I think it works great.
It's a ballet of the face, really.
They would call me the Blink Nazi.
Well, I got very self-conscious about it, and then went on to other jobs and would ask directors, like, do you think I blink a lot? Like, do I blink a lot?
Well, usually, but I think in this, because it was kind of like anime and stuff, it was like a choice to kind of make people seem sort of, the whole thing's quite stylized. But you know, who's seen Michael Caine's School of Acting thing? Yeah. Lesson 1, never blink on a close-up. That's his first thing. It's true. But there is that thing that, like, the blinking disempowers you in a close-up, definitely.
Edgar's a genius. He's really, like, amazing. It was amazing to work with him. He's a sweetheart. He is. I mean, he's incredible. I mean, obviously, the movie's amazing. And we're here. And we're all hanging out. I mean, he's just the best guy in the world, basically. I had a blast working with him. He's unbelievable. Really. He's absolutely amazing.
I guess good enough. No, I think the thing that was surprising about Edgar was just the planning that he put in. He knew every shot specifically, but was willing to change it at the last minute. You know, every shot, every setup, and 16 espressos a day, kind of put that all in. Yeah, that was really neat. Just the passion for film I had never seen before, and that was really inspiring and really fun to watch.
Well, I thought it was terrible. No, I mean, like, the worst thing is a director who doesn't know what they want, who are like, well, just do what you feel, just do anything. You're like, what do you want? I'll feel whatever you want. So it's really nice having the control, like somebody who's got such a clear vision, and also Brian and everybody who was on set. I mean, it was a really specific, as Edgar was saying, a lot of the film was boarded out. I mean, the whole thing was storyboarded out, and so we really had a clear vision, but within there, instead of being restrictive, it actually kind of lets you play around and lets you have a lot of fun, because you know that there's a very specific sort of eye over the whole thing. So I wasn't going to look like shit because Edgar was going to make it look amazing, so I could do whatever I wanted. It was pretty
Edgar did a really good job of creating like a group of friends too. That's what I think is like the biggest memory of working on the film for me, is the group that he brought together, and that I think that kind of shows in the film too, and or maybe it, I don't know, maybe it doesn't. Yeah, that was really incredible, and every day was fun, and it really flew by. And I still like watching the movie, which is really nice too. So I think he did a really good job. Next question. We already got her humiliating part out of the way.
I think we have time for one last question. So who's got the best one?
Oh.
Which guy?
Mine's terrible.
Okay, that guy right there. It's better be good.
My question's for Mr. Pope, actually. What inspired you with the visual style of the film? Like, it's very unique and really original and just amazing. So, what inspired you with your visual style?
The comic and Edgar. Really, Edgar, as you just heard the cast say, it all comes out of Edgar. Really, he knows what he wants. He asks the best of himself, and he asks the best of you, and that's the best thing a director could ever do. because everybody's standing around wanting to give their best, but almost no one ever asks for it. Edgar does, and that's why you're here.
I think we got to say goodnight. Thank you all for sticking around. What time is it?
3 o'clock.
You guys are fucking hardcore. We love you. Thank you so much. I totally forgot. We have a little montage that we want to show you. That's never been seen. It's going to be on the Blu-ray, but it's really sweet, and we sort of put it together. And this is we use this high-speed camera called the Phantom in a lot of the fight scenes, and this is something that we call the Phantom montage. So I hope you enjoy it. You can see, the man has a question. What?
Are you selling a copy of Rampage for innocent?
Yes, I will. But so okay, so it's only short. It's only like two minutes. But this is we'll get off the stage and whack up the volume and let's watch the Phantom montage, and you can see some of the very hard work that went into it.